Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to explain you the test strategies for the conventional software. The conventional software has many strategies that can be used to test the software. At one extreme, you can wait until the system is fully constructed and then conduct the test on the overall system in hopes of finding errors. This approach simply does not work. It will result in buggy software. A testing strategy that is chosen by most software teams falls between the two extremes. It takes an incremental view of testing, beginning with the testing of the individual program unit or moving to test designed to facilitate the integration of the units. Let us start with the unit testing. Unit testing focuses verification efforts on the smallest unit of a software design. The software components are modules. The unit test focuses on the internal processing logic and data structures within the boundaries of the components. It is simplified when a module is designed with the high cohesion, which reduces the number of test cases and allows the errors to be more easily predicted and uncovered. This type of testing can be conducted in parallel for multiple components. It concentrated it concentrates on critical modules and those with the high cyclomatic complexity when testing resources are limited. A target for unit test cases. The module interface is tested to ensure that the information properly flows into and out of the program unit under test, whereas the logical data structures are examined to ensure that data stored temporarily maintains its integrity during all steps in an algorithm's execution. All independent paths through the control structure are exercised to ensure that all statements in module have been executed at least once. In boundary conditions, so these are tested to ensure that the module operates properly at boundaries established to limit or restrict the processing. Independent paths are exercised to ensure that all statements in module have been executed at least once to ensure all the paths are executing properly. Error handling paths ensure that algorithm respond correctly to specific error conditions. Finally, all error handling paths are tested. The good design anticipates error conditions and establishes error handling paths to reroute or cleanly terminates processing when errors doesn't occur. Unit testing is simplified when a component and high cohesion is designed. Now, some of the common computational errors in execution paths are misunderstand or incorrect arithmetic precedence or mixed mode operations, incorrect initialization of the values, precision inaccuracy or round-off errors, incorrect symbolic representation of an expression. So these are the some of the common computational errors in executions of the paths. So test cases, module to be tested with the help of the interface, local data structures, boundary conditions, independent paths, and error handling paths are used to test a particular module. Other errors to uncover during this test conditions or during this unit testing: comparison of the different data types, incorrect logical operators or precedents, expectations of equality when precision errors makes equality unlikely, incorrect comparison of variables, improper or non-existent loop terminations, failure to exit when divergent iterations is encountered, or we can say different iterations is encountered, improperly modified loop variables, and boundary value violation. So when we violate the boundary value, beyond boundary value, if we go and check the conditions, so those are the other errors to uncover. So problem to uncover in error handling: error description is unintelligible or ambiguous. Error noted does not correspond to error encountered. Error condition causes operating system intervention prior to error handling. Exception condition processing is incorrect. Error description does not provide enough information to assist in the location of the cause of the error. So these are the some of the problems to uncover in error handling. Okay, so next are the drivers and steps for the unit testings. A driver, a simply main program that accepts the test case data, passes such data to the component being tested, and prints the returned result, whereas the steps serves to replace the modules that are subordinate to the component to be tested. It uses the module's exact interface, may do minimal data manipulations, provides verification of entry and results control to the module undergoing testing. Drivers and steps both represents overhead. So this is the unit test environment where you can find the drivers, stub and modules. So stubs and drivers are the dummy modules created to check the module. So we have the test cases, we have interface, local data structure, boundary condition, independent paths, error handling paths, and the result. Driver is nothing more than a main program. It works like a main program. Next is the integration testing. Integration testing is a systematic technique for the constructing the software architecture while at the same time conducting tests to uncover errors associated with interfaces or interfacing. The objective is to take the unit tested modules and build a program structure based on the prescribed design. So here the two approaches we use in the integration testing. The first one is the non-incremental integration testing. Second is the incremental integration testing. Non-incremental integration testing is commonly called as the Big Bang approach, where all the components are combined in advance. The entire program is tested as a whole and chaos results. Many seemingly unrelated errors are encountered during non-incremental integration testing, and correction is difficult because isolation of causes is complicated. Once a set of errors are corrected, more errors occur and testing appears to enter an endless loop. Whereas in incremental integration testing, there are three kinds of testing takes place in incremental integration testing. The first is top down integration, second is bottom up integration, and the third is the sandwich integration. The program is constructed and tested in small increments, and errors are easier to isolate and correct. Interfaces are more likely to be tested completely. A systematic test approach is applied in incremental integration testing. The first one is the top down testing. The top down integration testing is an incremental approach to the construction of the software architecture. The modules are integrated by moving downwards through the control hierarchy, beginning with the main control module, which is also called main program. Modules subordinates to the main control modules are incorporated into structure in either depth first or breadth first manner. The advantages: this approach verifies the major control or decision points early in the test process, whereas the disadvantages are steps needs to be created to substitute for modules that have not been built or tested yet. This code is later discarded. The second is because steps are used to replace the lower level modules, no significant data flow can occur until much later in the integration testing process. Bottom up integration. In bottom up integration testing, it begins construction and testing with atomic modules. Atomic modules, that is, the components at the lowest level in the program structure. So here integration testing starts with the most atomic module in the control hierarchy. Because components are integrated from the bottom up, the functionality provided by the component subordinate to a given level is always available, and the need for steps is eliminated. Here we have some of the advantages for bottom-up integration. This approach verifies the low-level data processing early in the testing process, and it needs for a steps is eliminated. Disadvantages: driver modules needs to be built to test the lower level modules. This code is later discarded or expanded into full-featured version. Drivers inherently do not contain the complete algorithms that will eventually use the services of the lower level modules. Now you can see this is the bottom up integration. Drivers are replaced one at a time, depth first. Worker modules are grouped into builds and integrated, so which is called cluster. Sandwich integration. The sandwich integration consists of the combination of the both top-down and bottom-up integration, which occurs both at the highest level modules and also at the lowest level modules. Proceeds using functional groups of modules, with each group completed before the next one. High and low level modules are grouped based on the control and the data processing they provide for a specific program feature. Integration within the group progresses in alternating the steps between the high and low level modules of a group. When the integration for a certain functional group is completed, the integration and testing moves on to the next group. Reaps the advantages of the both the types of the integration while minimizing the needs for the drivers and steps in the sandwich integration. And also, it requires a disciplined approach so that integration doesn't tend towards the Big Bang scenario. Regression testing. Regression testing is the re-execution of some subset of tests that have already been conducted to ensure that changes have not propagated unintended side effects. Each new addition or change to baselined software may cause the problem with the function that previously worked flawlessly. Regression testing re-executes a small subset of tests that have already been conducted. Regression testing may be conducted manually by re-executing a subset of all test cases or using automated capture or playback tools. And also, it ensures that the changes have not propagated unintended side effects. It helps to ensure that the change do not introduce unintended behavior or additional errors in the system. It may be done manually or through automated, as I said, the capture or playback tools. Regression test suites contain three different classes of test cases: a representative sample of test that will exercise all software functions, additional tests that focus on software functions that are likely to be affected by the change, and the third different class is tests that focus on actual software components that have been changed. Smoke testing. Smoke testing is an integration testing approach that is commonly used when product software is developed. Smoke testing is performed by developers before releasing the build to the testing team, and after releasing the build to the testing team is performed by the testers whether to accept the build for further testing or not. It takes from the world of hardware. The power is applied and the technician checks for spark, smoke, or other dramatic sign of the fundamental failure, designed as a pacing mechanism for time critical projects, which allows the software team to assess its project on frequent basis. It is designed as pacing speedy mechanism for time critical project, and also it includes the following activities like the software is compiled and linked into built. A series of breadth test is designed to expose errors that will keep the build from the properly performing its functions. The goal is to uncover showstopper error that have the highest likelihood of throwing the software project behind schedule. The build is integrated with the other builds and the entire product is smoke tested daily. Daily testing gives the managers and practitioners of a testing team to assess the progress of the integration testing. After a smoke test is completed, detailed test scripts are executed. So, smoke testing provides a number of benefits when it is applied on complex time critical software projects. Like integration risk is minimized because smoke tests are conducted daily. Incompatibilities and other showstoppers errors are uncovered early. The quality of the end product is improved. The second benefit is the quality of the end product is improved because of the approach is construction, that is integration oriented. Smoke testing is likely to uncover the functional errors as well as the architectural and component level design errors. If these errors are corrected early, better quality product will be the result. The third benefit is error diagnosis and corrections are simplified. Smoke testing will probably uncover errors in the newest components that were integrated. And the fourth benefit is progress is easier to assess. As integration testing progresses, more software has been integrated and more has been demonstrated to work. Managers get a good indication that progress is being made. So these are the some of the benefits of the smoke testing. So kindly like, share and subscribe my channel for the latest videos. Thank you.